By now, you've all heard of Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0, the latest book published by Mama Jumbo Shrimp. It's more than just another wine book. The fully updated second edition was inspired by students of the Vinitaly International Academy and painstakingly reviewed and revised by an expert panel of certified Italian wine ambassadors from across the globe. The book also includes an edition by Professore Attilio Scienza, Italy's leading vine geneticist. The benchmark producers feature is a particularly important aspect of this revised edition. The selection makes it easier for our readers to get their hands on a bottle of wine that truly represents a particular grape or region. To pick up a copy, just head to Amazon.com or visit us at mamajumboshrimp.com. Welcome to this new mini-series on Italian Wine Podcast. Join Stevie and her Just Do the Work team as they travel to Dusseldorf, Germany, to interview some great Italian wine producers. Each producer had submitted one of their wines towards the special Italian trade agency's Masterclasses. Each were run by Master Sommelier Eros Teboni. Join us to get the inside scoop on these fantastic wineries. Okay, so here we are again, and this time at this fantastic wine event here in Dusseldorf. So I'm here with Andrea Leone from the Famiglia Cotarella.
There you go.
Perfect. That's awesome. What do you do for the company? And tell me a little bit about the family history of the company.
Okay, so I'm the sales director of the company, both for domestic and international markets. So pinpoint a country, a place on a map, I need to be there and make sure that our wines are there. And I've been with the company for 3 years. I started right before the pandemic, around February 2020. And what about the family? The family is called, of course, Famiglia Cotarella. Two very important names in, I would say, for sure Italian winemaking, but also world winemaking. Renzo and Riccardo Cotarella founded the company in 1979. I don't think I need to go into detail and to explain who they are and what they do.
I definitely know who they are, yes.
But fast forward to 2017, they passed ownership to the daughters. So now Dominga, Riccardo's daughter, only child, is a CEO and head of sales. Marta and Enrica, that are Renzo's daughters. Marta is CFO and Enrica is marketing director. So each owner is in charge. They call each other sisters, even though one is a cousin. But each sister is follows one specific aspect of the company.
Okay, no, that's awesome. Woman power.
Yes, female-led company. So
love it. No, I love it. So yeah, we are here and it is bustling today. You were here also because Ice has all these master classes going with Eros Teboni. Can you tell me which master class your wine was featured in and what was the wine?
We were featured in the volcanic wines and we presented our sparkling wine called the Best Brut.
Okay.
Best Brut is a sparkling wine made in Montefiascone, which is a small town about an hour and a half north of Rome. Montefiascone is better known for Est Estesto Montefiascone, the appellation. We produce two Est Estesto Montefiascones, but we also produce a sparkling wine from there, made with Trebbiano, Malvasia, and Roscetto grape varieties.
Okay, and you said that to me it's not the signature.
Correct, yes. So we are still in Montefiascone because our signature wine is made in Montefiascone on volcanic soils. Our signature wine is called Montiano, which is a 100% Merlot. The first vintage of this wine was released in 1995 with vintage 1993. And it's been made every single vintage up to this point. We are quite proud of this wine made in Montefiascone. Just to give you a fact, when this wine was first released, it was outrageous to produce anything else but an Est Est in Montefiascone. So when Riccardo started the production of a 100% Merlot, the bishop of Montefiascone went to talk to him and try to talk him out of producing this red wine. So that's how this wine started with the Catholic Church trying to get involved with the production of our wines. But no, jokes aside, we are quite proud with this wine today. The wine is still produced in Montefiascone on volcanic soils. Montefiascone is on Lake Bolsena, which is the largest lake of volcanic origin in all of Europe. So basically one giant volcano of which its magma chamber collapsed and filled up with water thousands of years ago. So the area surrounding the lake is all volcanic soils. Today, part of our Merlot vines are grown there, but because of climate change, volcanic soils and warm climate tend to deliver a wine can be overripe on the fruit side and be not elegant. So what we have done over the past couple of years is buy an estate in Castiglione Teverina, which is not too far away from the lake. It's about half an hour drive, but it's a higher elevation on sandy soils. So depending on a vintage on Montiano, whether it's warm or cool, we'll use more grapes on one estate or the other. So to give you a practical example, 2017 was a warm vintage, and it did not allow us to use the majority of the grapes from the volcanic soils. So we used more grapes from Castiglione Teverina, from the sandy soils. Opposite in 2019, which in Italy was a perfect vintage, so we used more grapes from the original estate in Montefiascone and less from Castiglione Teverina.
Okay. Gosh, you are a natural salesman. I can tell because A, you know so much about your products and just the family and everything, but two, you talk about it you use these stories to support your points, and I think it's fantastic.
Well, behind every wine, not just our own, but every wine that exists here, every wine has a story. There's a reason why a wine from I have in front of me Greece. There's a reason why a wine from Greece was made. There's a reason why our Merlot was made.
Most people stuck with that, but I'm telling you, you're natural.
Well, thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Seriously. Okay, so I guess I wanted to just ask you two questions. One is completely not what I was going to ask you today. I didn't know I was going to ask you this. The other question is, so you guys are here in Germany. You guys export to Germany.
Correct, yes.
You said that you are everywhere that you need to go to sell wine. Yeah, is there any markets that you would like to, or you said you're everywhere, but like, is there any place
markets where we're not, or where we'd like to be?
Or you'd like to be, or if you're everywhere, is there any market that you particularly want to do
So
more?
when it comes to the markets where Italian wines resonate the most,
Are you enjoying this podcast? There is so much more high-quality wine content available from Mama Jumbo Shrimp. Check out our new wine study maps, our books on Italian wine, including Italian Wine Unplugged, The Jumbo Shrimp Guide to Italian Wine, Sangiovese Lambrusco and Other Stories, and much, much more on our website, mamajumboshrimp.com. Now back to the show.
I think we are present, such as Canada, United States, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and we're quite happy with our partners there. As far as places where we are not present and where we would like a presence is Scandinavian markets. So I would say Norway, Finland, and Sweden. We just started last year a partnership with a Finnish importer, but we find it quite difficult to work with these markets because of the liquor boards. And the liquor boards always look for something specific based on certain trends in the market, sustainability certifications or organic products, or sometimes it's even a price point. They're just looking at a specific price point, and we have not figured it out yet in those markets. So I would say there. And in terms of future growth, I think, growing markets is the future where to go. So, Germany, China, Japan, United States can only grow so much in consumption unless there is some trend that allows you for your wine to be consumed more. So I would say African countries. African countries would be something interesting to explore. We are trying to find through some agents ways to go to business in these markets. On the other side, it is quite complicated to work with these markets, not just because of the economic situation, but also because of the bureaucratic aspect. Just to give you an idea, for example, not just in Africa, but in Indonesia, we're starting a new relationship with an importer in Indonesia. It's still taking us around 3 to 4 months to prepare all the paperwork to give to the Indonesian importer that needs to bring it to the Indonesian government. the Indonesian government will take 9 months to review all the paperwork. And if we have done one small mistake, which I hope we haven't, we have to go back to the drawing board, redo everything, and it will take another 9 months.
So slow and a lot of red tape.
Exactly. And how much will you truly get out of these markets? We hope a ton. We hope it could do a lot for us. But some of these markets that are growing and expanding are the ones that are also the toughest to go in because of economic and regulatory aspects.
I'm sure it's also just because a lot of places you just don't have the experience dealing with them from the past, right?
Correct,
so
exactly, because they're brand new.
everything.
It's brand new, so you have to learn. Sometimes it's needs of a specific market. Specific markets consume more white wine. We are in Germany. This is a country that primarily drinks white wine. And we are a company that works primarily with red wines. So we need to also understand those needs as we're looking at specific markets. What works best in market A? White wines. Okay, what kind of white wines can we offer to this? In a specific market, then you might have, drinkers that like Viognier. Okay, so do we produce a Viognier? Can we produce a Viognier? So you have to look at all these different aspects when trying to get into a market.
Okay, cool. Well, you really know your stuff, so
thank you.
I really appreciate it.
I hope I do, otherwise I wouldn't be doing my job.
Well, I'm going to ask you one last question. I don't know if this is way out of left field, but you were talking about est, and I know I've heard the story before, but I don't. Do you? Why
is it called est? So est is Latin for here. So the label any est of Montefiascone will have est di Montefiascone. So it's here of Montefiascone. And the legend behind the name of this wine goes back to the 1100s when a German bishop was traveling down to Rome to meet with the Pope. And on his travels, he would love to send a scout ahead of him to scout places that were serving good wine. So the scout would find taverns that were serving great wine and write est on the tavern, as in a way for the bishop to see the sign as in stop here. And in Montefiascone, the scout falls in love with the wine to a point where he needs to write est, 1 exclamation point, 2 exclamation point, 3 exclamation points, as you need to stop here. This is the greatest wine you'll ever have. And and the bishop fell in love with the wine himself and decided to move full time from Germany to Montefiascone. Eventually, he dies of old age, which is the sad part of the story. But the fun part of the story is that to this day, in the main church of Montefiascone, there's a tomb that was made by the scout. And it says, "Here lies my master for having drunk too much est."
Oh, that's fantastic.
The other side of the story is that the bishop wanted to enjoy the wine in the afterlife as well. So what happened is, in exchange of donating money, church money, to the city of Montefiascone, the city of Montefiascone had to celebrate his life by pouring est on his tomb. So to this day, Montefiascone, there's a huge celebration for est, and est is poured on the tomb of the bishop.
You're kidding me.
So, swear to God.
Wow. You see, awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. I wanted to know, because I know I've heard something, bishops and whatever, but that's a good one.
It's a really fun story. Again, going back to the stories, it's every wine, every appellation, there's a reason why they're called that way.
I love it. No, you've been great. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So once again, I'm here with Andrea Leone, and I wish you all the best in this fantastic fair, exactly. I hope you meet lots of people.
I hope I get a lot of business.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
You too.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, cin cin.